Hi, this lab is on exploring Yang model using PYang tool. Okay, basically the objective for this lab is to install the PYang Python module, okay, to basically build the Yang model that Cisco has created for its iOS XE. And we're going to make use of PYang command line tool to actually transform the Yang model, okay, from that we downloaded from GitHub, okay, to actually look at how do we actually get the URL to send the API request. I'm going to place my lab sheet at the side. Okay, my window has already started here. So let's just go through. So the first step basically is to open up your command prompt. Okay, basically making use of the package Python package installer. Okay, to install the PYang. Okay, by doing pip3 install no binary PYang. Okay, so after you have installed your PYang, you can verify that it's installed by doing a check of the version. So we are actually using a version 2.5.3. Okay, the next part of the lab actually asks you to go to GitHub, okay, to actually view how PYang model looks like. Okay, so let's just start. Okay, so if you scroll down, okay, basically this is the web page where we actually download all the PYang. So you go to vendor Cisco. We are using iOS XE, and the version that we are playing around with CSR 1000 is 1.16.9.3. So basically these are all the PYang. So one of the PYang model that they actually ask you to actually explore in is Cisco iOS interface. So if open it, this is basically how the Yang model look like, which is actually not human readable and it's very hard to get the URL. That's the reason why we make use of the PYang tool to actually help us to look at the Yang model. Okay, so I've already in advance downloaded the content of this file onto my laptop. Basically, you can just download in raw form onto your laptop for you to actually make use of it. So I actually save it inside my so you can see I already have a Yang model folder here. So actually I downloaded quite a number of Yang model files for me to actually work with. So basically the command to actually look at the Yang model in the human readable form basically is pyang-f3, means that you're going to display it in a hierarchical form. And I'm going to look at the file itf interface.yang. Copy and paste. So basically this is a more human readable form of your Yang model that actually map how all the parameters that you can configure on the router onto the specific variable names that contains the variables. So you can see that in later lab when you are working with API, one of the URL that you're actually sending is basically IP addresses, RESTCON followed by IETF interface whereby you look at all the interface that have been enabled on the router itself. Okay, so instead of looking at interface, if you instead of slash interface, you put a slash interface state, you can even look at the different state of the interface. Okay, what does all this RWRO means? It means that if it is RW, it means that that field can be read, can also be overwritten with a value that you actually use to configure the router. RO means that it's only a status that you can actually read information from it. Okay. Next, let's look at another Yang model, which is the Cisco iOS XE native Yang. Okay. A part more means that I'm going to pause the screen because this native Yang model is actually a very huge model that actually contains a lot of fields that you can configure on the router. Okay, So it actually asks you to look out for a key called hostname, which is basically similar to a previous module that you learned before to configure a hostname on the router itself. So basically, you can actually make use of Python code to send a URL request to read the hostname as well as to change the hostname. It's a very huge file, that's why it takes a while to load. So you can see there's a lot of different things like banner, which you have learned how to configure before. The rest you have not seen it before. Let's just scroll down a bit, look at like for example password. You can see here is the host name. So basically, if you scroll up, basically if I make use of URL starting with Cisco IOSXE native, followed by followed by colon native, you can see that after native, if we go down the hierarchy, host name is directly up under native. So it means that if I want to look at host name, I'll basically Cisco IOSXE native, colon native, uh, followed by the host name, to actually read the host name or to actually send a request to change the host name itself. So basically how all the information are being structured and stored on the Cisco IOS that can be retrieved making use of API. Basically is kept in the is basically maintained by this young model that Cisco have created.